Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
We run a medical transport service, and we essentially drop the patient on their head, causing a fractured skull and hematoma. We've been told by the ER doctor that she is brain dead. We're not even sure of first steps or who has to be notified.
It's okay. I'm going to walk you through the steps you need to take, starting with your employees, the patient's family, and the state agencies.
Introducing Ultra Risk Management Services. Clinical risk management expertise when you need it, including a helpline for all types of outpatient medical facilities. What if an unforeseen adverse event happens at your client's facility? From ambulance services to home healthcare agencies. With Ultra Risk Management Services, your client will have access to our diverse network of clinical experts, each with many years of experience and deep industry knowledge in their respective fields, as well as many online educational tools that will ultimately help your client avoid lawsuits, negative publicity, and costly insurance claims. Your client will also have immediate access to our helpline. Industry experts will answer your questions, suggest resources that may help reduce your risk, offer tips for improving compliance, help draft a policy, or deal with a tricky situation, like a possible HIPAA violation, adverse event, or receipt of a subpoena. Ultra will make you a superhero when your healthcare client has a crisis. Imagine a situation like this. Your ambulance service client calls you after an adverse event. The ambulance staff was transferring a patient from the home to the ambulance by stretcher. The sidewalk was steep, and one of the staff lost his grip on the stretcher. The patient and the stretcher tipped over, and the patient's head hit the concrete sidewalk. When the patient arrived in the ER, she lost consciousness, and later received a CT scan which indicated a brain hemorrhage. The patient eventually died as a result. This is how you can save the day. Ultra Risk Management empowers you to attain superhero status with your client. The big competitive advantage you get with Ultra Risk Management is access to our comprehensive, proactive risk management services. We make it possible for you to provide service to your client that's above and beyond what other brokers can. Help and guidance when they need it most in a crisis. Our experienced consultants can answer the tough questions and help your client map out a plan to deal with any adverse event.
I understand you've had an adverse event and the patient is brain dead. I'm going to need to ask you some questions, and then I'll be able to recommend the next steps. First, have you thoroughly documented the sequence of events?
We've questioned the employees involved, but nothing else.
Well, have you notified the family of the incident? How about the regulatory agencies?
Our online web library consists of a very large catalog of resources available for downloading and customizing depending on the insured's needs. When you secure coverage for your client, they'll be sent a username and password for this website. They can view, download, and use thousands of tools and resources. Click on Physician Practices or Home Health or one of the other tabs to the left. Point to the Self-Assessment link, the Tools and Resources link, Newsletters. Then go to the Recommended Tools on the left. Many healthcare providers are absolutely terrified of HIPAA violations and resulting regulatory, reputation, and liability fallout. This is an example of one of the resources they can use to understand or assess their risk and proactively manage HIPAA liability. A toolkit full of resources like a HIPAA privacy breach checklist. Don't go it alone. Ultra can empower you to be a superhero. Not only will Ultra provide the highest quality medical professional and general liability insurance coverage available, but Ultra will help set you apart from your competitors. You'll be armed with the clinical support you need to help guide your client through the adverse event and avoid a potential E&O claim as a result of giving advice with clinical implications. Visit us online at ultrariskadvisors.com.